Okay, what's going on, guys? I know it's been a little bit since we have released a video. Okay, so I know it's been a little bit since we have released a video, and don't worry, we're not going anywhere. This Christmas break has just been hell. Like, not hell, but it's been like crazy. It's been packed. Just haven't had a lot of time to go to the gym, record, and like do my normal schedule. Especially because I've picked out like new hobbies, and there's something like I've kind of just gone full swing into. And I don't know if you guys can see that mask in the back, but if you can kind of give it away. No, it's not paintball, it's airsoft. And today's just kind of a loadout video, just to show you guys where I've been, what I've been doing, and what I've been spending my money on. So yeah, let's start with the smallest stuff, and let's start with the gear. Here is my basic gear. So this is the start of my loadout, okay? And I say it's the start because this is where it all is my gear. As you guys can see, I have magazines, a speed loader, I have another magazine, and I have an extra pouch with a nice little charm, or patch. So, this is the mask. I gotta wear a full face mask. We got my little ammo pouch with a gun holster, magazines, all across this with extra mag pouch, extra magazine storage inside. We got our speed loader just to load the bullets extra well. We've got some straps, and so now I'll show you guys the BBs. So this was the BBs I got with my gun. With one of my guns I'm about to show you. It's about 1,000 so BBs. This is about 5,000 BBs. They do said it was 5,000, so I'm gonna trust them, right? Actually, I kind of just set up a store as well. These are .2s. These are .5s. Now that's the thing, is that usually rifles and pistols alike, and I mean that's all I really know for now, because those are the two that I have. Is that, well, pistols and rifles both take about .2 to about .8, .28. So that's kind of just the regularly standard, whatever, right? So we've got a bunch of BBs. Now, let's show you some other things. As a third magazine for my rifle, I actually have a little more room. So, kind of how I'm going to position my loadout for eventually when I do go just compete or play, not even compete. Anyways, so how I kind of want to position my loadout is that in the extra mag storage space here is we put the magazines, right? Put those in there. We can zip this up, and they're concealed. So then we would just put naturally that magazine and our trusty dusty speed loader all kind of here. So now that I've showed you what my loadout more or less looks like, it's also kind of here. This for extra stability. Okay. Now I've showed you what the gear all looks like, and I know, listen, like, I'm new to this. I'm new to airsoft. I don't even have a vest yet, because for indoor you don't really need a vest per se. Kind of get these BBs out of your way. You don't really need a vest of sorts, but they're still good to have. So anyway, let's sit back down. This is the CZ-P09. Of a Russian pistol of sorts, pretty good, and I'll read to you just kind of, the systems of it. So it is a gas pistol. It's a green gas pistol with green gas or gas blowback features. So that basically means, and I'm just going to show you the gun in a second, that it uses gas to make the gun look as realistic as possible, to reset the hammer, and instead of it looking a little bit stiffer, it makes it more lively, really. So the slide can cock back and forth, and I'll kind of go through all of that. It is a 3-dot sight system, which means that the hop-up itself has 3 dots for me to aim better. Accessory rail, so I can put a laser, flashlight, whatever I really want on the bottom of it. Pretty cool, and I may add a laser sight further down the line. Okay, now let's actually open the box itself. So I got this in a pretty nice color in my opinion, more of like a tannish desert style. And if we go ahead, take the mag out, this is how big the mag is. It holds, I think it was about 24 BBs. I don't know how many BBs this actually holds. I think it's about 24, I think is what I read. But so yeah, let's start with the magazine itself. So this is the magazine. As you guys can see here, there's a button here. What does this button do? I'm about to tell you. So let's slide the gun over. As you guys can see at the bottom port here, we have 2 holes. One of them is for actually releasing the whole mag, in case I ever have internal problems or whatnot. And this hole is where the gas goes. So the reason why these are called green gas is because you use a green gas, which is a mix of like silicone gas and I think methane or phosphorus. I don't know. Something is what he was telling me. At least you just buy green gas straight from Airsoft companies, so they're usually pretty cheap, about $10 to $15 per bottle, per can or whatever, and they usually run pretty fine. Just make sure you don't use like actual, you don't mix gases. And if this thing ever does have oxygen in it, I just need to release it by wasting a little bit of green gas. So basically when the thing is full of gas, you use this button back here to release the gas. That's all it's meant for, just in case you ever need to. It's called purging your magazine, which is basically getting rid of all the oxygen so that it's nothing but green gas, because oxygen can mess with the green gas and it shoots less FPS, which is about feet per second, right? So you usually want these things, I mean, it's a sidearm, so it's only going to shoot about at a max, probably 300 FPS. It usually goes down though, because gas, this is how gas works, the more gas you use up, the lower and lower your FPS is. Now, it doesn't really matter in a gun like this. I'm never going to use it in long range, and that's why I like my rifle a lot better. But this is just a nice little sidearm, and I needed a nice little gun. Anyway, got the holster, and now I'll stand up and kind of show you guys what it looks like. So this is what it looks like from the top view. I've got my gun here. Yes, it is a little wobbly, and I know this looks makeshift as shit. I don't really care. It holds my gun. It looks good. We're going to keep it like that. So let's show you the actual gun compartment, right? And we can actually take this off now. We actually have another pistol mag here. Anyways, let's get back to this. Okay, so let's take the magazine out. Here we go. Now it's locked. Okay, so this is the gun with absolutely nothing in it. It's a pretty nice gun. It's a pretty nice looking like firearm. It's heavy. This is about a 2-pound gun, so it's a lot heavier than your average Nerf gun for sure. And it mainly comes from this mag. The model itself is, I think it's metal, but it does feel polymer. I think the slide though is a metal. So you can kind of already tell, but I mean, just to let you guys know. So yeah, you can cock it back. So yeah, this is what we call a movable slide, basically. The slide is able to move, which means that the slide is blowback. When this thing has gas in its mag compartment, actually turn this on safety, when it has gas in this mag, you can kind of feel the button too to make sure that it has gas, but basically it'll blow the slide back, recocking the hammer part. Because otherwise, if we turn this off safety, there's nothing in it. I'll show you guys. See, nothing in it. Right? Resets the hammer. Now yes, it already does that itself, but this is where it resets to. So that's a lot different than everything else. When it blows back, it will reset the hammer to that area. Anyway, the grip is really good on this. I really like the grip. It fits well in my hand, and I've got a smaller hand, of course. This gun is a perfect fit for me. As you can see, it's got the rail system on the bottom. You can put a light, or a flashlight, a laser. We can kind of put, whatever. Hopefully you want to add a red dot soon, just a mini one, just to kind of, but even still, sights on this thing are pretty impeccable. I don't know if you guys can see that pretty well. It's only got 2 firing modes, so no, this is not an automatic pistol. Unfortunately, those cost about, I think a green gas automatic pistol and semi-automatic would be about $200. If I'm not wrong, about $180 to $200. Correct me if I'm wrong. Any of you airsoft nerds out there. This is all it is. Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. And if you guys want to see me open up the slide here, so we take that part, take the mag out. Now, this thing should just slide off, as you guys can see. That's the inside components of the guns, or the internals, right? If we ever need to put this back on, we kind of just put it on the same way, slam that kind of back on, align this with that, As you guys can see, zip, zap, zop, the gun is back together now. You know, fires like normal, locks like normal. Okay, so that is my little CZP-0P-09. It's a cool little weapon. You guys can admit, it's a cool fucking weapon, right? Even just a little sidearm like this is going to run you about 110 bucks. This was the cheapest blowback pistol that also feels like high quality. I mean, you always get blowback pistols for a little bit more just because they are better quality. Their FPS is pretty good, at least for a little handgun. So, on YouTube, this is all airsoft. It does have the orange tip that signifies that it is an airsoft gun and not a real weapon. I am able to handle firearms. I am of legal age. So everything here is mine and 100% okay. And it is all fake, of course. So, now, let's move on to the bigger one of my weapons. Now, we've gotten to the big stuff, okay? This is going to be a little bit different. There are still a ton of features to this, but, you know, as one must know, the AR is the main part, or at least the bigger weapon is the main part of your loadout. So let's go. I'm going to put this box down here, and I can kind of take you guys onto my desk to come look at this. This is more or less what this thing looks like. So as you guys can see, it is a gray and black rifle. Beautiful little color. Kind of just the color I wanted. Don't want all black. Just 'cause, I mean, I didn't really want it. I knew my friend was going to get all black anyway. So, yeah. If you nerds just actually was like, oh, okay. So, he's got that one. Then yeah, you'd be right. I do have this one. Let's start with the mag. I know. I'm sorry. I like nerding out though. So first things first, turn this thing to safe. As you guys can see, it is on safe right there. Okay, cool. Now, we're gonna put this gun down on the ground for a sec. Make sure not to kick it. I put a little sticker on it. I know, it's cool. You don't have to tell me twice. This is from a brand called Lancer Tactical, and Lancer Tactical actually has their own online shop. If you guys want to get into this, and you don't want to go to an airsoft shop itself because you don't know what you're talking about, and you didn't want to do the research, absolutely go to Lancer Tactical and get what they call an AEG. That is exactly what this rifle is. This is a G2 Lancer, which means it is a Generation 2, so it's their second time doing the Lancer. This is a gray-black model with an adjustable stock, pop-up sights, iron sights, nothing too crazy, right? Put these kind of back there, with a nice unique rail system that kind of goes all here too, with a longer barrel. So this thing ran me just about, I think, $200, $190 to $200. I wasn't really sure because we bought so much at the time. So yeah, this is my starter weapon. This guy actually came in a bundle that came with the magazine, 1,000 BBs, a free little patch, and yeah, all of that just for under $200. So if that sounds like a deal, you guys have an 801 Airsoft, definitely go ask what their rifle deals are or what their starter kit deals are, because I mean, they give you a pretty good weapon for, you know, obviously everything else. So anyway, let's take a look deeper into the gun. So purely cosmetic is this part right here. This doesn't really do anything. I think it's supposed to lock the slide, but again, I don't really know, just because it doesn't actually work on this gun, right? So now let's start with this mag. This mag can hold just about 100 rounds, which is weird, I know, and what I'm about to tell you might surprise you guys. This holds you about 100 something pellets or so. Pretty good, you know, standard issue for a rifle, way more than my pistol. This is called the dust flap, and this actually opens when I take this part back here and I do that. And this part pops open because this is where, you know, I can kind of check, and this is actually where I adjust the hop up, which basically means that it'll adjust how high or low my pellets go when the gun is fired. So it's more for accuracy, especially when you're aiming, right? When you're aiming down sights, you know, and you're shooting and it's kind of going lower than you expect, that's where you would really adjust it, is in here. Just so you don't have to take apart the whole weapon. This gun also has a system called, well, an AEG, so it is an automatic electric gun, right? Which essentially means that it uses a battery. If I can get this part. So the back of the stock pops off with this, of course, and it has this thing with the battery itself. Then going inside of it, you connect it, you close it back up, and you're ready to play. So pop everything back on, and you know, definitely you guys like the video, or just tell me in the comments straight up, like, hey man, I would absolutely fucking love if you made some airsoft content going to the range, going to play at the little arenas. Like, absolutely tell me, because whatever you guys think would be cool to watch on this channel, I'm all for it. So anyways, kind of back to this. So we have 3 firing modes. We have semi, and then we have automatic. Automatic, of course, is gonna, you know, be the rapid fire version of the gun, and nothing really goes wrong. The only problem with this gun that the guy was telling me about was that when you are on semi, if you are spamming the trigger over and over and over, it can double cycle the BBs and it'll end up jamming the gun. Then you just you take your rod and you or you just open up the dust or the flap right here. You kind of just pick it out with your rod, because it's got like a cleaning rod basically. So, and the best part about this gun, the G2 Lancer, is that this actually has another system that involves the spring, which sounds pretty scary because that gets to the internals of the gun, okay? And I know a lot of people don't like hearing about that. I know, especially me, I'm a newbie. I don't want to get into the middle of the gun. I don't want to break something in it. So, you know, but this is one of the brands, one of the few brands that actually allows for something called a true quick spring change. Which basically means that because this gun has such a high FPS, it's not actually allowed in indoor play yet. The minimum for the indoor play that I am going to probably go to when I play is 350 FPS. This thing shoots at just about 400 to 390 FPS, which is pretty powerful and would be absolutely okay for outdoor, but it's not for indoor. And of course I can't fully shoot it, so semi-automatic will have to do. But because all it really needs is a quick spring, which basically means that they would go into the back of the gun, open it up, take out the other spring, load the other one in, and then they're going to teach me how to do it so that way I can just switch between the 2 springs. This gun, I do not have to go into the internals and lube it back up. Not as often, I will say. I definitely still will, and just kind of take care of the gun itself, right? But again, there's not a lot of parts that are moving. The only really part is that slide, and then of course it's got this punch feature, which means that if the slide doesn't go back all the way, right, you can punch it, it'll kick the slide back there. And then that's basically all this kind of is. You would just have to screw everything off just to quit. And the problem, so the difference between a true quick spring check or change and just a normal quick spring check or change is that for the true, you only have to go through the back side of the gun. I think it's taking off the stock, if I'm right. And then you would just have to unscrew the spring in the inside and then load the other one in, right? The problem with a spring change that is not true, or not a true quick spring change, is that you do have to get to the internals of the gun, which means I have to take this full frame off, and I would have to go in, change the spring, and then put it all back together, which would suck. So this is why this brand is actually pretty good, because they just make it way more simplistic for you. And if all of this does sound confusing, this is just stuff that was told to me that I'm regurgitating back onto y'all, just because, well, I'm nerding out about it and telling every single little detail that I know about it, and yeah. So this, alongside everything else, is where I have been. And videos will speed up, and if you guys want a special video of me going to play Airsoft, absolutely, I would love to go and record that, put a little cam on my head, you know, absolutely, you know, you guys let me know, comments, or, you know, if you guys would, like, get this shit to 10 likes, I'll go play Airsoft, I'll record it. I probably wouldn't even be edited. You guys would just get to be able to watch, and it'd be cool, you know? Just to kind of have multiple things on the channel. If that's something you guys want to see, let me know in the comments. And I'll keep you guys posted if you guys want about my gear or upcoming changes to the channel. This is just where I've been, and it's been crazy because I've had family over. You know, my brother came home for Christmas. And just haven't been able to get in the gym. But, I mean, it's only been about 6 days. And we went today, actually. I just didn't get any film. So that's really about it, everyone. So if you guys want to see more Airsoft relatable content, let me know in the comments, or get this video to 10 likes. I'll absolutely love to take you guys into the range and show you. It'll be my first time actually going into an Airsoft range and playing a little game. Just gotta book it on the site. Anyway, and Isaac would also be there. Love you guys. I'll get back to y'all. Hopefully videos will start coming back up as the new year kind of ends, and then everything should go back to normal. Anyways, that's kind of everything for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys